Good morning, everyone. Today, we are just going to use our mat. We have no props. So it's just going to be you and your mat. And we'll start standing today. Last week during a bar class, we talked about finding our center, and we're just going to start with our arms by our side, and as well, at the beginning of this class, try to find our center, so that when we go down onto the mat, we can use that work that we did standing on the mat. All right, so palms are facing away from you. Find that you can get all 5 toes on the floor. You're not rolling out on the ankles, and you're not rolling on the inside of the feet. Your shoulders are back and down. Your ribs are soft, and your navel is drawing into your spine. And if you'd like, close your eyes. And we're just going to rock forward and then back. If that's a little tricky with your eyes closed, open your eyes. We're just rocking forward and back, coming through our center each time. Forward and back. And last one, forward and back. Now, we're finding our center. Remember, our 5 toes still want to feel every bit of the floor. We're driving our heels down, and we're going to reach up with those heels, lifting those heels up, finding that center, and then lowering the heels down. Again, try not to roll out on those ankles. Lifting the heels up and lowering the heels down. 2 more times. Lift the heels up, lower the heels down. And last one, lift the heels up and lower the heels down. Now from here, we're going to try to find our center on one foot. So let's shift our weight over to one side, and we're going to lift that foot off the floor. We're going to lift that leg to the side and bring it back underneath the hip, and out and in and out and in. Last one, and out and in. Put that foot right under your hip. Find your center again. Then shift over onto the other foot, transferring that weight so your center is on one leg now. And we lift that leg out and in and out and in and out. Not letting that pelvis go to the side or to the back. Lift. Those hips are still facing forward. Last 2 and last 1. And place the foot underneath the hip. And from here, we're going to nod that chin to chest. Roll ourselves all the way down so those palms are going to turn and face inwards now. And let the crown of the head reach to the floor while you're pulling up through the abdominals. This is a standing, what am I trying to think? I can't remember the spine stretch. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Where you're having gravity, though, stretch that upper back. We still want to pull the navel up to the spine, and you're going to feel those hamstrings stretch. You'll feel more hamstring stretch than if we were laying on the floor. And then just roll yourself up. Try to stack each vertebrae one on top of the other. And the head comes up, and the shoulders go back and down in place. Last time, drop that chin to chest. Leave some space so you don't cut off your airway. Keep your center so you're not swaying to one side. Let the crown of the head be heavy, reaching to the floor, but I want you to pull the navel up to the spine. And again, maybe you can reach a little bit more. Feeling that upper back stretch just a little bit, and then the back of the legs. Now from here, we're going to take it to one knee. So you keep one foot on the floor, and then you bring one knee down to the mat. And then you bring the other knee down to the mat, and this is how we'll transition down. Just take yourself to one side, find the center of your mat, reach those arms out, and then scoop and roll all the way down. Remembering that we have our center, we're not rolling to one side as we go down, but through the middle of the spine. We're touching each vertebrae down. Arms come up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Just the head, neck, and shoulders. Lower yourself down. 2 more. Warming up through that upper back again. Warming up through that core, and then release. And this next one, you lift the head, neck, and shoulders up,
and you find your leg position for your 100. So that could be tabletop, that could be feet on the floor, that could also be heels together in that Pilates stance, or even on the diagonal. I'm going to take it to that tabletop position. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up even more, and we start with our breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Keep it up. Get that oxygen all the way through the bloodstream, all the way to the veins and arteries in your toes. And you want the blood to go all through the body, warming yourself up. You should feel that warm up process in this exercise. That's what we want to do. Keep it up. Inhale, lift that chest, neck, and shoulders higher. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And those arms come up to the ceiling, the head goes down, the knees come into the chest, and this just take your hands on top of the shins and rock side to side. Very nice. All right, from here, let's take our feet flat to the mat, but keep the legs together, the inside of the knees together, the inside of the feet. And then arms are nice and long by your side, and I just want you to open that right knee to the side. We've done this before, remember tipping our scales? We did this in a class maybe a week or two ago, and then we take that left knee down to the side, but your center and your powerhouse, your core doesn't let the hips sway side to side, so that pelvis has to be really still. We're working through that center. After your next one, I want you to take both knees to the side, opening up through the front of the hips, bringing the feet together. Now, to make this a little easier, you're going to take the feet away from the seat, and then the arms are going to come up to the ceiling. So this is our roll-up today. This is our variation. So with turned out feet. Your diamond could be very wide or it could be very narrow, all right, depending on how far you want to take those feet away from the seat. Now, before we begin, let's inhale in through the nose, breathing and letting those ribs expand. On your exhale, draw that chin to chest, roll yourself up, navel pulling into the spine, and then roll yourself up, sit up nice and tall. Find your sit bones. Then curl that pelvis in towards the chest, navel coming back, and we roll ourselves all the way down. Now, if this variation doesn't work for your body, take the feet back to the mat. Take the knees up to the ceiling. 2 more. Inhale, expand those rib cage, and exhale, nod that chin to chest, roll yourself up, and lengthen through the spine. And scoop, roll all the way down, touching one vertebrae of your spine. Down onto the mat as you lower. We're not just collapsing, we're controlling. And again, inhale, exhale, nod your chin to chest. Now this time, we're not going to find that tall seated position, but we're going to round forward over the legs. And you stretch into those hips. Keep pulling the navel back, reach those arms long, and then come back slowly with control, all the way down, one bone at a time. Arms come behind you. And again, inhale, fill those ribs, and exhale, nod that chin to chest, roll yourself up slowly, and then reach over the legs. Can you maybe take your hands and reach past the feet this time? And then hold that scoop as you roll back. Lowering yourself down with control. And last one, I'm going to take my feet all the way out, but I'm going to hold that Pilates V because I want to get a little bit more hamstring stretch. So everybody take those legs long. Heels are together though. The inside of the knees are pulling together. And on your exhale, nod that chin to chest, roll yourself up, and then reach over the legs. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, reach a little bit further. Again, those hamstrings are going to start feeling that work instead of the inside of the hips. And then roll yourself back one bone at a time. Very nice. Let's take those arms behind us and then circle them around to your side. Going into single leg circle. All right. So I have my heels together and my toes apart. My arms and forearms are pressing down into the mat. But now I also want my triceps to press down into the mat. So really feel about that upper part of your arm pressing it down into the mat. And we're gonna lift that right leg, holding that turnout for our single leg circle. If you need to bend the left knee, by all means, go ahead. We take that right leg down to the right, exhale up on the left. Now feel today how if we press those triceps back into the mat, you can get a little bit more range of motion possibly because the whole arm is giving us a little bit more support along with our core. And last one in this direction. And then reverse it. Navel drawing into the spine. Take it down to the left, out to the right and up. Use that breath. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale around. And last one. Inhale. Exhale. I think that was 2. Last one here. Inhale down. Exhale up. Hold that leg there. And then lower slowly to the floor. Let's take the left leg up. Hold that turnout. So you were coming from that Pilates V. Now, left leg is up to the ceiling. Palms and forearms and triceps are pressing into that mat. Navel's drawing down to the spine. Your pelvis is very still. We lower that left leg to the left. Up on the right. Use that breath. Inhale. Fill the lungs. Exhale, come up. Draw the navel into the spine. Two more. Last one. And then reverse it. Down on the right. Inhale. Exhale, up on the left. Keep pressing the arms into the mat. Keep drawing the navel down to the spine. 3 more. 2 and 1. And from here, lower that left leg to the floor. Now today, maybe sometimes you feel like your hips are a little tight. Did you feel as tight? Because we did previously that roll up with the knees turned out all the way. So maybe that works for you. Notice what helps you not grip into those hip flexors. Maybe you do the roll up all the time with those knees out to the side. So just mention or make a mental note of what works for your body. Maybe that roll up with the knees out to the side didn't work for you at all. Then keep everything parallel. Just want to give you a couple options as we go through these classes. All right, let's take a roll up to come to a seated position. Inhale, fill up those lungs. On your exhale, nod that chin to chest, roll yourself up, find those sit bones, and then let's take ourselves to the front of the mat so you have enough rolling space on your mat to go back. Now today, we're going to try to roll without holding on to anything. So take those feet up off the floor, draw those knees in, try to nod that chin to chest, but without taking any of the airway out. We don't want to close so far that we can't breathe. So just leave about a 5-foot distance between your chin and your chest. Round through that spine, navel drawing in. Inhale, go back to the shoulders. Exhale, come up and find your balance. Now, notice if you roll to the side because we're not holding on to anything. Try to roll through center. Here we go. Inhale, roll back. Exhale up, hold. If your feet touch, no worries. That's what we're going to try for, strive for with no feet touching. But if you come up and those feet touch, don't worry about it. Draw it in a little bit more. Inhale, roll back to shoulders. Exhale, up, balance. And last one, inhale, roll back. Exhale, up, balance, and hold. Try to tuck in a little bit more. Try to go into that tighter ball. And now take both hands to the right leg. Extend that left leg. Roll the upper body down, keeping the head, neck, and shoulders up. And here we go. Double pulse. Switch, double pulse. Switch, double pulse. Switch, double pulse. Switch, right leg, left leg. Inhale. Exhale. We don't want to go side to side. Hold that center. If we were lifting that toe to knee standing, we'd need to be on our center. 4 more. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Now we're going to go into straight legs. So can we extend that leg that's in? Take your arms nice and long by your side and pulse, pulse. Switch, pulse, pulse. Inhale one side, exhale other. Remember, if you were standing and you had to lift one leg, could you keep that center? We're not rocking side to side. We're going to do this just in a little bit. Up, standing again, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and bring everything in, head goes down. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Last exercise is our crisscross. So hands come behind the head, knees find that tabletop position. You lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And from here, we're going to take our left elbow to the right knee. But instead of just elbow to knee, let's extend that left arm, getting a little deeper, and then switch and extend the right arm. And here we go. Reach 1, switch, reach 2, and 3. Be careful not to rock side to side. Your pelvis is still. You're just crossing arm across the body without taking the lower half with you. And we have 4. Switch 3. Switch 2 and hold. Little pulse for 8. 7. Get deep into that opposite oblique. 4, 3, 2. You got it. And 1. And bring it back to center. Switch to the other side. Little pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring everything in all the way. Arms go out to the side. Knees come into that tabletop position. Lower both knees to the right. Look over your left shoulder. You can place a gentle pressure on that top knee. And then back to center. And then over to the left. Look over your right shoulder. Again, you can take that left hand, place it on top of your right knee, giving you a little bit more depth in that stretch. And then release that left hand from the knee. Lift those knees back to center. Take both feet to the floor. Let's turn over onto our belly. So we're extending the legs, reaching around, and then take those legs wide. Hands come by your shoulders. We're looking no further than the front of our mat, front edge of our mat, lifting the abdominals up as we press ourselves up into extension. We did a lot of forward flexion there. So let's reverse the movement of our spine. And then lower down. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Press yourself up. Keep the neck, the cervical spine in line with the rest of the spine. Don't let that head go back. And then lower down. From here, we're going to come back into child's pose. Again, stretching forward. And then we roll ourselves up and sit up nice and tall. Now, hands go right on your hips. Lift your seat up. You're going to take 1 foot forward, doesn't matter which one. The toes in the back, curl under. And then try to press yourself up to a standing position. Again, working through center to come up and down off the floor. All right, hands are on your hips. Make sure those feet are underneath the hips. We don't want to be too wide yet, and we don't want to be too close together. So about a grapefruit size is typically
the width of our hips. I know you might think they're out here, but no, 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 our hips are not that wide. Shoulders back and down, navel pulling in, ribs pulling in together. We're going to take one foot out. I just said, as we were down on the floor doing our single leg, what would we do if we were lifted our toe up to our knee? Were we on center? So let's practice that. Toe up to knee, place it down. Up to knee, place it down. Can we find our center? We've got 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and the other side. Up and down. We don't want to lean too far to the standing leg. We want to be on center of that standing leg. And 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now, let's alternate. So, feet underneath hips. We lift one foot up, put it down. Other foot up, put it down. Working those lower obliques, even while we're in this standing position. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Put that foot down. Now, with a straight leg, single straight leg stretch, but standing. Here we go, shoulders back and down, ribs pulling in together, navel drawing into spine. We extend one leg out and in. You could lift it as high as you'd like, getting that stretch in the hamstring. If you just want it to come off an inch of the floor, that's fine. Just try to find your center, your balance. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And lower. Now let's switch to the other leg. Shoulders back and down, ribs pulling in together, navel drawing into the spine. And we lift the other leg. Now notice, one side might be better for you than the other. That's why we're doing right and left side, so that we equal out those irregularities we may hold in our body. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now we alternate. We lift one leg, put it down. The other leg, put it down. One leg, put it down. The other leg, put it down. 4 more. 4, and 3. Don't let that back come in, back round. And 1, and bring the feet underneath those hips. Now, let's step out wide. So imagine that we're sitting on the floor and we're doing our saw. This would be our saw, but we're going to try it standing today. We've got gravity helping that stretch now. So you're going to take one arm, we twist to the side. I'll let you decide, I won't say right or left. The hand that comes forward, you're going to reach to the outside pinky toe, looking up at the hand that's at the ceiling. And then you come up and you untwist. Again, the other direction, twist, and reach that front arm to the outside of the ankle, look up at the hand, and then come up and untwist. Now, if you think that you can get a little bit deeper in that stretch, take the feet out wider. Inhale, exhale, twist, and we reach. Come up in that twist and then untwist. Twist the other direction and we reach, looking up at the hand. Come up and untwist. Now you might find that that was a little too wide. Walk those feet back in. Maybe you can go out even more. Maybe you could turn those toes out. Again, work to your maximum ability here. If you ever need to come back though, we want you to work safe and within alignment. So arms are out to the side, and from here, rotate, and we reach. And come on up, and untwist. Last time, rotate, and twist, and come up, and center. Now from here, if those toes aren't turned out yet, turn them out, and we're gonna take those arms overhead, one on top of the other. We're going to reach to the side and then back to center. And then we reach the other way
and back to center. Now we reach to the side, getting that nice side bend, but then rotate so you're facing the front of the thigh. Take it around to the other side, facing the other thigh, and then side bend and come up. The other direction, reach, rotate, circle around, side bend, come on up. Can you go lower? 2 more, reach, side bend, rotate, circle it around, side bend, come up. Last time, side bend, rotate, circle around, side bend, and come up. Arms come out to the side, and we stretch those legs up. All right, walk those feet on in. That was our standing section. Now get those feet right underneath those hips again, and we're gonna take our hands on our hips. We come down to one knee, and then keep that other foot forward, but we're going to take it into a kneeling side kick. Now, if this is too much for you, we're gonna lift the leg, lower the leg right here. Come on down to the floor. Do our side leg series just as what we would do before. You could lift and lower. We'll go front back, and we're gonna kick the seat. All right, so you can do all those things all the way down on the mat. If this is too challenging on the knees, maybe you have sensitive knees and it doesn't like this feeling. Go on down. Maybe you have a wrist issue. Again, feel free to go all the way down. Again, do what works for your body. So we're gonna come on down to the side. We're reaching that leg out. The hand can go on top of the hip. It could go behind the head. And we lift, because we find that shoulder over shoulder and the hip over the hip. I've got to find my center first. And lift the leg to hip height and lower, touch the toe to the floor. We lift and lower and lift and lower. You've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it there. Flex the foot. Little pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the foot. We go forward and back. I chose this exercise today because we have to keep that center when we're on just one knee and one hand. It takes a little bit more work to stay stable, and we find that stability through our center. 4 more. 4, 3, back. Don't let those shoulders go. 2, or you'll fall over. And 1. And bring it back to center. Circles 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Reverse it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick the seat 8 times. 7. Just bend your knee. Bring that heel to seat. 6, 5, 4. You got it. 3 and 2 and 1. And from here, take that foot to the floor. Come up and then take the knees together nice and close. Now, arms come nice and long by your side. Take one arm out to the side, and we're going to do a side bend. Your hand that's on the side of the body reaches. Try to get to the kneecap without letting that top shoulder go. And then come up to center. And then the other arm goes out to the side. And we side bend. And come on up. Take the hand down. Wonderful. From here, we're going to take it into kneeling side kicks, but the other direction. So if you need to flip yourself around, go ahead. Hand comes behind the head or on the hip. The other hand is underneath your shoulder. Here we go. We lift and lower. Again, you might find that one side you can do, and then the other side you're really struggling with. That's okay. Again, we have irregularities between the sides of our body, also between the top half of our body and the bottom half of our body. We're not even in any way, even if we'd like to be. We always have dominant sides and weaker sides.
Hold it here. Flex that foot, little pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Point the foot. We bring it forward without letting those shoulders go, and back again without letting those shoulders go. Reach it forward and back and forward and back. You got it. And forward and back. Keep it up. Forward and back. Last 2. Forward and back. And last one. Forward and back. Take those leg out to the side. Little circles 4 times in each direction. 3 and 4. Reverse it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee underneath your hips. Sit up nice and tall. And from here, take the arms out to the side. Then one arm down. Same stretch. Side bend. And up to the ceiling. Other hand comes by your side. Reach the other arm out. And side bend. The fingers want to try to get to the knee. And center. And wonderful job. All right. We're going to continue with a little bit of seat work. Lay ourselves all the way down on our mat. So, feet are flat on the mat. Arms are out to the side. Try to find those sit bones to lengthen up through the spine. And we round and roll all the way down. Head is all the way down. And now let's take our arms by our side. I'm going to draw the feet in closer to my seat. We want the feet as close underneath the knees as we can get. We're going into our bridging. So we lift the hips up, straight line from shoulders to knee, and lower the hips down. Let's try for 6, and lower, and 5, and lower, and 4, and lower, and 3, and lower, and 2, and lower, last 1, and lower. Nice work. From here, we're going to progress into a different movement, one that we haven't really done before. So draw that elbow down into the mat and the other elbow down so that you can come up. Now, we're going to take the hand underneath the shoulder. Again, if you have wrist issues, stay with our bridging, what we just did, because this is going to progress. So we're going to do a reverse plank. I'm going to walk the feet out a little bit more. You're still doing the same thing that we're doing in bridging. You're stretching the front of the body and strengthening the back of the body, just what we do in our bridge. But we've got a little bit more upper body work to hold ourselves up. So we're going to come up into, I would say, a reverse quadruped. Instead of knees and hands down, it'll be hands and feet down. So we lift the hips up, trying to make a tabletop position with our body, but facing up, and we hold for 8, 7, 6. Remember, you can go back to that bridge. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. You feel a lot of stretch in the front of the shoulders because our shoulders are externally rotated. Now, from here, you could do what we just did, that reverse tabletop position. Or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you take the legs out. If you have wrist issues, you could do this on your elbows. Again, we're going to lift the hips up, stretching the front of the body, strengthening the back of the body, also strengthening into the upper body. Ready? Here we go. Lift and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower the seat down. Reach those arms forward. Give yourself a nice forward fold. And when you're ready, roll yourself up all the way. I'm going to come a little bit more into the center of my mat. So when I roll down, I'll be on my mat. Roll all the way down, nice and slow with control. And now we're gonna take our arms down by our side. All right, reaching those fingertips long. Now, we're going to go into our teaser. So one foot is down on the mat, the other foot is down. Again, we'll start with progressions. Feel free to stay with the beginner's progression before you move on. So we'll start here with both feet on the mat. Bring the inside of the feet together, the inside of the knees. And again, the further away the feet are from the seat, the easier it'll be. So if you make a hill with your knees instead of a mountain, that'll be easier. Reach those arms up. Let's have our palms facing each other and those shoulders down into the mat. And we begin with an inhale. On your exhale, nod that chin to chest, roll yourself up. And we come to a halfway point. Once you find that halfway point, lengthen through the spine. We go up an inch, back an inch, up an inch, back an inch, up an inch, back an inch, up and back. Keep pulling in. And last 2 and 1. Hold it back. And then round through the spine and touch each vertebrae onto the mat as you lower, slowly with control. Extending the leg, one leg. Let's take the right leg out to make it a little bit more challenging if you'd like. Inhale again. Exhale, nod that chin to chest. Roll yourself up. Lengthen through the spine. And again, we go to that little pulse up and down. That hamstring has to work to keep that leg lifted. Last 4, 3, and 2. Keep pulling in, and 1. From a straight spine, you round and roll all the way down. Again, slow with control. Let's take that foot down and then extend your left leg. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod that chin to chest. Roll yourself up. Up, 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 up. Lengthen through the spine. Here we go. Back an inch, up an inch, back an inch, up an inch. 6, 5, 4, 3. You got it. 2 and 1. From a straight spine, you round and roll all the way down. Arms come up to the ceiling, and then that right foot goes to the floor. Moving on. Knees come into tabletop. Right knee, then left knee. Take your arms down by your side before we move. And let's just warm up those lower abdominals with some toe taps. Here we go. 8 from here. And 7. And 6. And 5. Keep it up. 4. 3. And 2. And 1. From here, keep those knees still. Reach those arms up to the ceiling. But relax those shoulders down into the mat. We inhale to prepare for movement. Fill up those lungs. On your exhale, roll yourself up. Hold it here. Going to flat back. Can we go back an inch and up an inch? Not very far, can we? Try to keep those legs still. Last 3 and 2 and 1. And round and roll all the way back. Arms come up, knees go to tabletop. Now, let's take those legs up to the ceiling and those arms nice and long by the side. We inhale, lower the legs on the diagonal, lift the legs up together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Reaching those arms up to the ceiling. Now we go into our teaser. Lower the arms behind you. Inhale. Exhale, nod that chin to chest. Roll up. And we go back an inch, up an inch. Just 1 more. Up and hold. And round all the way. Bring those arms behind you. And then circle those arms around. Rock side to side. All right, so I could really feel that I was gripping into those hip flexors. So from here, I'm just gonna open those knees to the side, trying to stretch the front of the hips. And for our last one, I'm gonna reach those toes out but I'm gonna keep my heels together and my toes apart so that I try not to grip into those hip flexors. And so that turnout position should help a little bit. Reach those arms behind you, navel drawing into the spine, ribs are pulling in together, not reaching up to the ceiling. On your exhale, nod that chin to chest, lift up, hold, hold, hold. Now from here, roll yourself down, keep those legs where they are. Lift those legs up when your head touches and those arms come back by your side. We're gonna try for some roll-ups, but first, take the hips up. Think about lifting those hips up 4 times, up and lower. Lift 3 and lower. Palms, forearms, and triceps are pressing into the mat. 2 and 1. And from here, we lower the legs down on that diagonal. Exhale, lift. Hips go up, roll yourself over. Give that stretch in the back of the spine, in the back of the legs. Keep those legs parallel with the floor, and then roll down through the spine, one bone at a time. If you have neck issues or lower back issues and don't want to do this, you can feel free to go back to that bridge. Roll yourself over. This is number 2. Feel free to flow. And then roll down through the spine. We have 2 more. Lower those legs down on the diagonal. Exhale, lift, hips up, legs over, and then round through the spine. But we don't want to collapse. We want to control it as we lower. And last one, inhale, exhale, up and over, and then roll through the spine. And then our knees come into our chest and we rock side to side. I know that was hard. The whole series was hard, right? All right, let's take our feet flat on the floor, flat on the mat. Lift those arms up to the ceiling. We've come up through, roll up, inhale. Exhale, nod that chin to chest. Round to roll up, lengthening up through the spine. And then we're gonna take our hands on the inside of the feet so that we grab the outside of the ankles and the feet come together. So again, we're in this wide turnout position. We're opening up through the front of the hips. And now we're gonna round the spine. So we've got to make our back round to roll. Our seal puppy goes like this. We inhale, roll back to shoulders, clap your feet together 3 times. Exhale up, clap, clap, clap. Inhale, roll back, clap, clap, clap. Exhale up, clap, clap, clap. When you roll back, you gotta try to suspend yourself as you clap and then come up and clap, clap, clap. 3 more rolling back, clap, clap, clap. Exhale up, clap, clap, clap. 2 more rolling back, clap, clap, clap. Exhale up, clap, clap, clap. Stay rounded, last one rolling back, clap, 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 and exhale up and clap, clap, clap. From here, you're gonna cross your feet. We're going, you know what, before we come up, let's do one more extension exercise because we were in flexion for a lot of that time. So before we come up, let's roll ourselves over. We're going to take it into double leg kick. So let's look over one shoulder. One hand comes up on your spine. The other hand is on top of it. And then the legs come close together. So really close feet. Let those elbows just drop. Draw the navel up to the spine though. And we kick the seat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift the chest, reach those arms, lift the legs. Try to get the tops of the legs off. And then lower, look over your other shoulder. Kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift and reach those arms back. Chest up, legs up. And then lower. Just make sure you don't feel any pinching in that lower back. Kick 2, 3. Lift the chest, lift the legs, reach those arms. Feel the front of the chest open and stretch. Look the other way coming down for our last one. Kick, 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 and lift and reach and hold. And release all the way down. Hands come by your shoulders. Sit yourself back in child's pose.
Feel a nice stretch here. And before we come up, you can come onto all fours for our cat and cow. Find that neutral spine. Navel keeps drawing up to the spine, and we round. And then release. Head comes up, chest goes forward. And again, round. That pelvis curls in to round the spine. And then the head comes up, the abs come down, that pelvis tilts back, and then come back through neutral. Let's, from here, curl the toes in the back, and then we're gonna walk ourselves back, shifting onto our feet, letting your head be heavy, and roll yourself up nice and slowly, coming up one bone at a time. All right, we are in perfect position for our push-ups to be the final exercise. Remember, it's 3 sets of 3 push-ups each. The first set, we'll do 3 sets with our feet on the mat. You can always modify by putting your knees down, and then you walk yourself back into a standing position. The second set, you have your right foot off the mat if you can. If your knees are down, don't take that progression. 3 push-ups with your right foot off the floor. Walk yourself up, stand up nice and tall, find that balance and center. Last set, walk yourself out, 3 push-ups with your left foot off the floor. Walk yourself back in and find your balance with that standing position, and that's how we'll finish. All right, here we go. Take a deep inhale, lift those arms up overhead. On your exhale, dive yourself forward or hinge yourself forward, whatever is right for your body. And you walk yourself out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 push-ups here. 1, 2, 3. Walk yourself back in. Soften the knees as you roll yourself up. On your next inhale, lift those arms up overhead. Exhale, dive or hinge forward. Roll yourself down through the spine. Walk yourself out into a plank position. Again, if you need to put the knees down, go ahead. Right leg off the floor if you can. And 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. And walk yourself back in. I'm going to take my toe to my knee and see if I can try to find my balance as I come up. On one leg. And okay, not great. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Walk yourself out. Left foot comes off the floor if you're taking that progression. 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. And as I walk in, I'm going to bring that left toe to my right knee. Round through that spine. I'm going to go a little slower this time, seeing if I can find my balance. It's better on this side. And then we bring that foot on down. Wonderful job today. Let's take a final inhale. Feet are underneath those hips. Shoulders are back and down. Navel is drawing to spine. Ribs are pulling in together. And we inhale, lift those arms up. Bring the hands together. And exhale down in heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now. All righty, everyone.